Good morning children. Today we are studying industries from class 8 social science. We are studying industries. How are you? I think that you are feeling well. Today I am going to teach you about the topic industries. Sometimes you may think about your shirt. Do you like which shirt you like? Sometimes different types of shirt you like very much. Sometimes some shirt without pocket. My shirt there is no pocket. Some shirt having pocket. Some collarless shirt are there. Then half sleeve shirts are there. Some these different types of shirts are there. You may like different styles of shirt, different colors of shirt. So how you imagine that where this shirt is manufactured? Where this shirt is manufactured? You suppose if your uncle will come to your home and give you a new shirt or a new cloth, new churidar, new zari, or whatever may be the new dress. If you will get all of a sudden your face become very much brightened, like a star it will shine. Your face shines like a star. During your birthdays, your uncle, your auntie, your parents may give you new dress, new clothes, new shirt, new churidar, new kinds of dress materials. Sometimes that may be given to you. That time your face become very much brightened. You become very happy. Sometimes you may take that dress materials in front of your parents. One time you look. Afterwards you will go home. You will go to your room and several times you will check that your dress material, maybe shirt, maybe churidar, or whatever may be. That time you in the light, in front of the light, and in front of the sunlight, you check the color. You look the designs. You may like it very much. Sometimes you may tell your parents that I like this very much. I love you. I like you. You may say to your parents. But you never think that where this is made, where this shirt is made, where these things are made. These things, these clothes, these things, these dress materials, all these things are made in industries. Where this is made? These are made in the factories. These are made in the factories. So I am going to discuss about the industries. So if you get a new gift like a shirt or dress material or clothes, that time you may become happy. But you never think that this is made or manufactured in the factories. That is done in the factories or industries. That is called the industries. There are a lot of processes that happened to become a shirt. I am wearing this shirt. This shirt, due to several processes only, this become a ready-made shirt. So that you can understand that there are different processes that happen only these finished products that will be in the finished product. First, that will be in the raw form or raw materials. These raw materials that will be transformed in the industries. Then it will become the finished products. Cotton plants are there. From the cotton plants, these cotton balls are taken. Then in factories that there are a lot of process that happens. After that process, there are a lot of processes are there. In that lot of process, after that, this cloth will be manufactured in the factories or industries. After that cloth, that stitching unit are there. That stitching unit, it will go to the stitching unit. And that stitching unit that will be making a shirt or churidar or whatever may be the dress materials that will be made in that industries. At last, it will come as final products, or we can finish the product. It will come as finished products in the industries. That will be comes in the industries. So, what are industries? Industries, what happen in the industries? What changes that occur in your raw materials? So, this production of goods that will be happen. The production of all these goods, finished products that will be happen in the industries. First one, it is in the raw form or raw materials. These are raw materials that changes as finished products or input that we can call as inputs. These inputs that transform into as output or finished products. There are a lot of changes that happen in the industry. Industries will change these raw materials into finished products. First of all, try to understand that where these raw materials change into finished products in the industries. These industries we can call it as secondary sector. You know that economic sector that is divided into three. Primary sector, agriculture and allied, these we can call it as primary sector. Then next one, secondary sector. Secondary sector is industrial sector. Secondary sector is otherwise called industrial sector. Secondary sector we can call it as industrial sector. We are studying about the industrial sector or what happened in the industries or industrial sector. We are going to discuss all about this industrial sector. Then we can divide classification of industries. We can divide the industries or we can classify the industries. Classification of industries. How can we classify the industries? We can classify the industries. First one is agro-based industries. Sometimes you know very well about the agro-based industries. What are agro-based industries? Agro, from that word itself, agro means agriculture based. Agro here means agricultural based industries. We can call it as agro-based industries. Agricultural products from plants and animals. That will be based on this industry. That is called agro or agriculture based or agro-based industries. Here it means animal and plant based products. Animal and plant based products are agro-based industries. Wool taken, wool making from animals. Wool taken from the animals. Sheep, that wools will be taken. Cotton, that from the plants, that will be taken. So plants as well as animals that we are using for these products, and we can call it as agro-based industry. What are agro-based industry? Agricultural based. Not only agriculture, even the animals also used. Animals as well as plants-based products are called agro-based industries. First of all, try to understand about industries. What you know about industries? Industries, otherwise called factories. These industries that transforms the raw materials into finished products. For example, cotton raw materials. Make it as cotton clothes or a ready-made shirt, ready-made dress materials that you are wearing. That will be made in these factories or industries. That industries that transforms goods that into finalized goods. These goods or these raw materials that make it as finished products or input. We can call it as raw materials as input and finalized products as output. So changing of input into output is called output. We can call it as output. We can call it as industries. Where these industries these changes happen in the industries. Where this transformation happened, that is in the industries. These raw materials that transform or change into finished products, that is the process in the industries. First, classification of industries. First, we want to study about agro-based industry. What are agro-based means? Agriculture based. Not only plants and animals based industry, we can call it as agro-based industries. Now, the animals, their wool will be taken, their fur will be taken, then all these things taken for finished products. Not only these animals, we take these agricultural products that will changes into finished products. Cotton that will be transformed into cotton. And wheat that will be transformed in through the industries, wheat powder or making of bread. Wheat in the factories make it as bread. While you will purchase this bread, while eating the bread, did you remember where this is made? Where this bread is made? That is made in the factories or industries. This bread is made in the factories or industries. These finished products, all these finished products that are made in the industries or factories. These are agro-based industries. Animal and plant-based products that will be used in the agro-based. Food processing, for example of agro-based industries, food processing units, food processing. Food that process food processing, that is agro-based industry. Then vegetable oil, making of this vegetable oil, the making of this vegetable oil, that is in the factories, that is agro-based industry. Example of agro-based industry, agro-based product. Example of agro-based products, vegetable oil is an example of agro-based products, that is vegetable oil. Next is cotton textile. Cotton textile, example of agro-based industry. Agro here means agriculture based. Plants and animals, that from that products we can call as agro-based industries. Cotton textile is example of agro-based industries. Animal plant-based products are called agro-based industries. Food, for example, food processing, vegetable oil, cotton textile, then dairy products. What are dairy products? Dairy products means milk and milk products we can call it as dairy products. Milk and milk products we can call it as dairy products. What are dairy products? Milk and milk products we can call it as dairy products. Dairy products are milk and milk products. These are dairy products. Milk and allied products we can call it as dairy products. Next we can say leather industry. Leather industry is also example of agro-based industries. Leather that will be taken from animals. Sometimes animal skin will be taken for leather. Leather bags, and sometimes your parents may be using leather bags. So these leather also agro-based industry. Agro, here the word meaning itself shows that connection with the agriculture. So it will be based on animal and plants-based products are called agro-based products. Example of agro-based products are food processing, vegetable oil, then cotton textiles, then dairy products, milk and milk products we can call it as dairy products. Then leather industry. These are best example of agro-based industry. Which are the best examples of agro-based industries? Food processing, vegetable oil, cotton textiles, then dairy products, leather industries. So once again I want to tell you about what are industries. Industries are the units that transforms the input. What are inputs? Inputs are the raw materials where it changes in the factories. In the factories it will be transformed into water finished products. Finished products are always called output. This input that is transformed in the industries and make it as finalized products, that is called output. I hope that you understood about these industries. Next, agro-based, the classification of industries. Classification of industries. First one, agro-based industries. Agro-based is agriculture-based, animal plants based products are called agro-based industries. Food processing, vegetable oil, cotton textile, dairy products, other industries are agro-based industries. Next is mineral-based industries. Next we want to study about mineral-based industries. What are mineral-based industries? Mineral-based industries are main raw forms. Mineral ores are the mineral ore, that is the raw material. That is the raw mineral ore is considered as the raw material for the mineral-based industries. Mineral-based industries are mineral ores. These are the raw materials. These are the raw materials. These are raw materials. Minerals. These ores that will be transformed in the industries. That based industries we can call it as mineral-based industry. That is called mineral-based industries. Examples we know that buildings, machines, railway coaches. All these that minerals will be used. All these minerals will be used so that it can be called as mineral-based industries. You know that railway tracks made of iron or iron. That railway tracks made of iron is a mineral. You know that minerals, metallic minerals. I am not explaining about metallic minerals, then non-metallic minerals, then mineral oil. I am not explaining that one. Already I explained in my previous class. So I am only just these machines made of metals. So that is mineral-based industry because the raw material is mineral. That is mineral is the raw materials. So machines, then buildings, then railway coaches, etc. are made of this. These are all mineral-based industries. Example of mineral-based industry. That you understood about agro-based industry and mineral-based industry. In examination, may ask differentiate between agro-based industry and mineral-based industry. 3 mark questions may ask. Differentiate between agro-based and mineral-based. That time you can write about agro-based industry example. Next you can write about mineral-based industry and example. So that it will be distinguished or it will be differentiated. Or otherwise sometimes 1 mark question may ask. Define agro-based industry. That time you just write about what are agro-based industry. Sometimes in the examination may ask define mineral-based industry. Just to explain, just to give a definition about mineral-based industry. That is enough for 1 mark questions. According to the mark only you write in the examination. If 1 mark question, no need to write a half paragraph. If 1 mark question is there, you can write only with 1 sentence. 1 sentence is necessary, but that contains the correct point. If you write 3-4 point and it did not contain the point, main point, and say that I wrote 3 points, but you did not give mark. I wrote 3 points, but you did not give marks. what is the reason? Because you did not write the correct point. If you write one correct point, definitely you will get a mark. That is important. According to the question, according to the questions, you have to write the answer related to the questions. If I am asking about one thing, if you are writing about 2 pages about something, definitely you will lose mark. That time you will not blame me, because the main reason is that according to the content only you write. So any type of question may ask about classification of industries. That question may ask 5 mark questions. Classification of industries may ask. That time you have to write about agro-based industry, mineral-based industry, marine-based industries also. So this you have to point out and you have to explain all these things. Then only you will get 5 marks. 5 points, at least 5 correct points you must write. Then you can little bit you can explain it. So agro-based industries are the industries that is animal and plant-based products. Agro-based industries, example food processing, vegetable oil, cotton textiles, dairy products, leather industries are examples. Next, mineral-based industries. What are mineral-based industries? Mineral ore become the raw material of mineral-based industries. That is example machines, building, railway coaches, etc. Next is marine. The word marine itself shows that it is from aquatic water-based industry. We can call it as marine. Marine meaning itself aquatic or water-based. Marine-based industries. What are marine-based industries? Marine-based industries that products from sea and ocean. Marine-based industries that's products from sea and ocean. Marine-based industries that is products from sea and ocean. That is marine-based industries. Marine-based industries. For example, of marine-based industries that we are getting the products, we can say that is seafood, fish oil, etc. are example of marine-based industries. That are example of marine-based industries. Marine-based means ocean or sea. That is the origin. That is products from sea, and the products that from sea and ocean we can call it as marine-based industries. These are example of marine-based industries are seafood, fish oil, etc. example of marine-based industries. Next, fourth one we are discussing, that is the classification of industries. The fourth one, that is forest-based industry. Forest-based industry. You know that from the forest we get a lot of raw materials, honey, gum, then medicinal plants, then all these things we get from this. Then fruits, some nuts. So all these things we get from the forest. We get from these things. These forest products, these raw materials in the factories that transform it as finished products. This forest items or this will be transformed in the factories and make it as products that we can call it as forest products. Forest products, example, pulp, paper, then furniture, then buildings, then pharmaceuticals. These are all examples. Pulp, paper, furniture, buildings, pharmaceuticals. These are all examples of forest-based products. From the forest, whatever we get, that will in the factories that make it as finalized products or finished products. That we can call it as forest products. Example, paper, pulp, furniture, buildings, pharmaceuticals, etc. I hope that you understood about the classification of industries: agro-based, mineral-based, marine-based, forest-based. I hope that you understood this different classification of industries. Next we are discussing about industries that based on size. On the size of the industries, we can divide the industries into small scale industry and large scale industry. Based on the size of the industries, we can divide the industries into two, that is large scale industry and small scale industry. Based on the size of industries, we can divide industries into two. First one is small scale industry and second one is large scale industry. First of all, we want to discuss about small scale industry. Small scale industry is no need of huge investment or huge capital. No need of high amount of money or huge amount of money. No need of huge amount of money. Or we don't want huge investment. Huge investment is not necessary for running small scale industries. For running small scale industry, no need of huge investment, huge amount of money is not needed. Suppose in villages, people they started small scale industries. So in a family also, they can start a small scale industry. Not need of huge amount of investment. All the members that money that will be shared for investing in this small scale industry. That may be some maybe of safety match manufacturing, making of safety matches, or stitching, or embroidery, or all these can be run. Or in a small level, you can also start a stitching unit. Not one or two machines is enough to start the stitching. From the family itself, they can also start a stitching unit. So this small investment to produce, the small investment is used for this small manufacturing unit, that we can call it as small scale industry. That we can call it as small scale industry. What is meant by large scale industries? Large scale industries that are industries that need a huge amount or huge investment to run this industry. That industry, that those who are having more money, or we can say those who are rich only can start only these large scale industries. Because large investment or huge investment is very essential to run this large scale industry. You know, automobile industry is best example of large scale industries. Iron and steel, you have heard about the iron and steel industry. Tata iron and steel industry, you know it very well. So for this this is not a small unit, this is a large unit. For that industries machines are required, large machines are required, huge investment is required, number of workers are necessary, and there will be that factory will be near to the raw material. Suppose iron and steel industry, that will be near to the raw materials available. Otherwise what will happen, sir? Transportation is very difficult. Transportation cost will increase. Transportation cost will increase if the factories are far away from the raw material. The factories are far away from the raw materials available. If the raw materials is far away from the factories, definitely transportation cost may increase. So that almost all the factories that will be established near the raw materials available, so that they can reduce the transporting cost. So they can reduce the transporting. In order to avoid transporting cost, most of the factories, large scale factories, are near to the industries. That you know. Large number of workers are necessary. The workers that can be divided. That is called division of labor. The workers, we can divide the workers. Sometimes they are, suppose if that will be industry, that first one is packing unit, first unit, that is raw materials collection unit, then shaping unit, that we can say that shaping of the materials, shaping units, then finished that materials collection unit, then we can packing unit, after that packing unit, quality, before packing unit, quality checking unit is there. Want to check the quality assured, whether that quality has that the products has quality, So quality checking unit is there. That quality controllers are the checking this quality checking unit. Then this finalized products that will be transported to different areas, godowns that will be transported. That will be a unit of that. In outbound and inbound units are there. Inbound unit and outbound unit. Outbound unit that will be exported to other areas. That outbound inbound unit that will be taken out. All the finalized goods will be kept in the inbound unit. So inbound unit, outbound unit, packing section, quality checking section. So different sections and different sections of papers. In each work having different workers are there. Packing unit workers, they know only packing. So that quality control, they know only the checking of quality. So each division will be divided. Division of labor is there. Each unit here the large industries, they are these kinds of divisions are there. Now they have some merits and demerits. Merit is that according to the unit, they can only go to that unit and they can do. If packing section is there, they don't need to go other unit. They can only concentrate on the packing unit. Quality checking, they can only concentrate on the quality checking unit. So that inbound section, they can only look after this inbound section. So according to that, they can concentrate. That is the merit. The demerit is what is the demerit? Demerit is that if a factory is running, all of a sudden one section people, they are not coming for the factories. Definitely factory will not work. Why? Packing section unit people they did not come. If all these people join together and they form a strike, packing unit section, definitely factory will not work. If factory want to work, all sections of the people will be present. That is the demerit of this large scale factories or large scale industries, or we can say division of labor. As per the division of labor, this is the problem they are facing. But here we want to discuss about large scale industries. They need a high investment. High investment is necessary. More money is required for these large scale industries. Because why this large investment is necessary? Because big machines have to be sometimes want to import from many countries. So high investment is necessary to buy that machines. So heavy machinery, automobiles are examples of large scale. Automobile, iron and steel industry. So these are all examples of large scale industries. Automobile industry, then heavy machinery, equipments or tools, machine industries. These are all examples of large scale industries. Small scale industries, you know that in your house also you can start a small scale stitching, embroidery, then handicrafts. These units you can also start and you can also sell you can also sell because no need of high investment. Only low investment is necessary. Only low investment is necessary to start the small scale industries. Small scale industries, low investment is necessary. Basket making, basket weaving, making, example of small scale industries. Sometimes your parents may be interested in making baskets by using yarn and other things. Using of yarn and other things, making basket making. Sometimes pottery making. Potters they know only pottery making. Otherwise, the shape will be used. If we start pottery, skilled, actually this is a skilled worker. Those who are having high skill only, they can shape the pot. Otherwise, the shape of the pot will damage or collapse. Next, handicraft works. Different handicraft works also includes small scale industry. Small scale industry include different handicraft works. You know that nowadays, due to pandemic situations, all children are in home and all parents are in home. They are doing work. They are doing in home. They are doing all these works in home. Even the classes also that will be in the online. You know it very well. That's the situation. In this situation, children are much interested in handicrafts. So children, they are doing lot of things and they are sending their that picture of their handicraft items. So we are astonished. We wondered how these children, this much efficient and brilliant students, they make these kinds of handicraft items. They are doing lot of things. I have seen that the children, they made different kinds of works. Glass painting, they have done glass painting and sent it to me. That I wondered how they utilize their time very effectively. That the glass painting. Then you know that with different equipments they make different things that they made. Then they painting and other things. Embroidery works they have done embroidery works. So it never means that you should engage in these activities. It only as a leisure with the observation of your parents you have to do this. Otherwise sometimes some rare accidents may happen. In order to avoid the situation, with the proper instruction you did all these things. So glass painting, then making with the different things, making of different artistic works that are, these are all small scale. You can call it small scale. Small units, and you can also start small units of silk weaving, embroidery works, and then different kinds of design work, so all these things we can start. No need of high investment. Then clay modeling, certain clay modeling of idols or statues, or ornaments, clay ornaments are there, like earrings and other things. Some children, they are much very efficient in making earrings with the clay. With the clay, using of clay, they make and painted, and it look like very attractive. That is made of these items. So all these things we can call it as small scale industries. Basket weaving, pottery, handicrafts, small units of even small units automobiles, large scale automobiles. I won't say that belongs to these small scale industries. That definitely belongs to large scale, but it has small units. You can start it, and that we can call it as small scale industries. Then silk weaving, silk rearing weaving, all these comes under the category of small scale industries. These are all importance of small scale industries. Industries, once again, industries based on size, we can divide it into two. Which are the based on size? Industries we can divide into two. Which are they? Can you say? Small scale industry and large scale industry. What is the importance of small scale industries? Small scale industries, you can start with the low income. That is small scale industries. Small scale industries, you can start with the low income, and large scales need huge investment that need that. So you know that based on size that industries we can divide into small scale industry or large scale industries. So small scale industries no need of huge investment. You can also start. I can also start stitching, embroidery, painting, then some kinds of artistic work, interior some decorations, then painting on the walls, even glasses, painting on the glasses, so that you can do such kinds of artistic work also. No need of huge investment. Glass painting, oil painting, so you can also do it. These are all small scale industries. These are all small scale. Basket, pottery, handicrafts, then the small units of anything you start with small units. That is designing, embroidery, all these comes under small scale industries. Large scale industries, that is need a high investment and heavy machinery and heavy equipments are used in this large scale industry. Automobile industry, example of automobile industry is example of large scale industries. Next we are studying about on the basis of ownership. This is based on the size. At the same time, this is based on the ownership. Based on the ownership, we can divide industries into two, which are the private industries and joint sector industries. Private sector industries, joint sector industries, and cooperative sector industries. Industries we can divide into private, joint sector, and cooperative sector. Industries we can divide into private sector, joint sector industries, private sector industries, joint sector industries, cooperative sector industries. In the private sector industries, that is owned and controlled by the private individual. The ownership, who become the owner of private industries? In the private industries, the individuals, they are the owners of private industries. Who are the owners of private industries? Private individuals, they become the owners of private industries. It means that you can also start this industry. If you have money, you can also start industries. Investment is necessary. Anyhow, huge investment is necessary. The money is or capital is necessary to start this industry. But you are familiar with that work and you know it very well in that industry, that you can also start that industry, that is called a private industry. Government is not controlling you. You are controlling that industry, that we can call it as private sector industry. Next, on the basis of ownership only, private sector industry. Next, joint sector industry. What are joint? The word itself shows that by a group of members, 5-6 members, a group of members, they can join together and they can start that industry. That we can call it as joint sector industry. What is joint sector industry? A group of people, they can join together, they can invest money. With that investment money, that collectively that investment will be taken, and to start that industry, we can call it as joint sector industry. That is called the joint sector industry. The word itself shows the meaning of private sector, that is owned by private individuals. Joint sector, a group of individuals, they join together, they invest money for that industry. With that investment together collected and start that industry, we can call it as joint sector industry. In joint sector industry, the benefit and demerits are merits and demerits are all the sectors of industries. There will be merits and demerits. I am not explaining about the merits and demerits of these industries. So joint sector industries are not only one person. Number of persons, they can invest money for that industry, so that they can share that money for that industry. That industry we can call it as joint sector industry. That we can call it as which sector industry? Joint sector industry. First we discussed about on the basis of ownership, we can divide industries into private sector, joint sector, and cooperative sector. Private sector, that is owned by the private individual. Then you know that joint sector, that is by a group of people togetherly, they put money for that industry and they start that industry, that is the joint sector industry on the basis of ownership. Then the next one is cooperative sector industries. Cooperative sector industries, that is also a society or a community. Industries are owned and operated by the producers or suppliers, they are joined together and they can start that sector. That sector we can call it as cooperative sector. What is sector? Cooperative sector. Industries are owned and operated by both the workers as well as the producers. They can together start this industry, that is called we can say that cooperative industries. Once again, listen very carefully. Several times in examination asked about industries, then classification of industries, then we are discussing about based on the size of industries, how industries are divided. So now we can discuss about based on the size of industries, we can divide into small scale industry and large scale industry. What are small scale industries? Small scale industries need not high investment, only low investment business. Examples of small scale industries: basket making, pottery making, handicrafts, small units, even a small units you can start. Silk weaving, embroidery, design work, pottery making, design, then painting, different kinds of painting, oil painting, watercoloring, whatever may be. This all this to sell the things you can also start this small scale industry. No need of huge industry. Large scale industries definitely need what? They need a huge investment. Capital is very necessary. Without capital, nobody can run these large scale industries. On a large scale, we can start that industries. Heavy machines, automobiles, etc. are examples of large scale industries. And steel also is a large scale industries. Next, on the basis of ownership, we can divide these industries into three. That is private industry, private sector industry, joint sector industry, cooperative sector industry. Private sector, any individuals, you can also start. Any individuals can start the private sector industry. That is owned and controlled by a private owner will be a private individual. That is private industry. But in this joint sector, need some people. We have to collect money from other people also. They also become the owners of these industries. So many owners are there. Not only one owner, many owners are there. They jointly they invest money. As per that investment, they can also start the joint sector industry. For example, Maruti Udyog Limited. Maruti Udyog Limited, that Maruti company, Maruti Cars, Maruti Udyog Limited, that start is Maruti Cars. That is best example of joint sector industry. Best example of joint sector industry. Maruti Udyog Limited, that produce Maruti Cars. That is joint sector industry. Next is cooperative sector industry. In the cooperative sector, that a group of people they join together and they start this industry. That is a cooperative sector industry. In Kerala also, you know very well that milk societies are there, cooperative banks are there, cooperative societies are there. So these are all examples of cooperative sector. You know, best example I want to share the next one. Anand the milk products. You have heard about Anand the milk products. You have heard about the white revolution. You have heard about Varghese Kurian has been called as the father of white revolution. So you know it very well. I am not explaining very much. And the milk products is an example of cooperative sector. Once again, we want to revise everything. In what are industries? Industries that you know that industries that the raw materials that are transformed that center we can the transforming center we can call it as industry. In industries only these raw materials will be transformed into finished products. We can say that input into output. So this from that input we make it as output. Best example wheat. Wheat will be make it as bread. There will be a transformation that happened in that industry that we can call as industries. Industries only these kinds of things. Industries will be classified into agro-based industries, then mineral-based industries, agro-based industries. These are all a classification of industries. Mineral-based industries, agro-based industries. Then we discussed about forest-based industries. These are the different types of industries, that different classification of industries. Then on the basis of this ownership, we can divide into private industries, then joint industries, joint sector, and we now discuss about the cooperative sector. On the basis of size also, we can divide the industries into two, that is small scale industries and large scale industries. Large scale industries need high investments. With the small income, you cannot start these large scale industries. With the small income, you can start industries. Which industry? Small scale industries. You can start small scale industries. Basket making, pottery making, then these types of handicrafts, which embroidery, designs, all these comes under the category of these small scale industries. Then these are all examples of small scale industries. Large scale industries, high investment or huge investment is necessary, because huge expenses are there. Which are the expenses? To buy machines. Sometimes the machine will be imported from many countries, so that huge investment, huge amount of money is necessary. Laborers are very essential. Without labor, no factory will work. Moreover, division of labor is there. This division of labor, if one division of labor will not come to the factories, will not work. You know it very well. So that this very important industry, while running this industry, they should have adequate knowledge about these industries. Otherwise, they will get a huge loss. Otherwise, they will get a huge loss. That is why we will always say that while running the large scale industries, they should be they should be aware about these industries. A huge investment is very necessary because we are spending lot of money. If we are spending lot of money, we have to regain that money so that we have good proper skill and knowledge about this industry only. We have to start this industry. Heavy machineries are very essential. Examples of automobiles are examples of large scale industries. You know that Tata Iron Steel industries, that is a large scale industries. Tata Iron Steel industries, like best examples of large scale industries. This Tata Iron Steel industry only first started. You know that aeroplanes first started by this Tata company. Mentioned Tata which started this Tata industries. First they only started this first flight. They started first by this Tata industries. So next we discuss the last we discuss about the ownership of the land. On the basis of the ownership, it is divided into private, joint, cooperative. While here in the words itself you can write the meaning of private. Private means private individual. Owner, private individual. Joining together. Many members join to start this sector. Then cooperative will be a cooperation between some peoples, and they started this sector called as cooperative sector. And so now I am going to wind up the sessions. First of all, try to understand what are industries. You read the lesson very carefully, then only you will understand what are industries. Suppose if you are listening all these things, that is not sufficient for you. You have to read the textbook. That is, I want all the teachers, they want us to tell you that you read the textbook thoroughly and properly rather than this class. You have to read the textbook. What are industries? That is, first of all, try to understand about the industries. Then we discussed about the classification of industries. We already discussed that. Next we discuss what the ownership. We can divide into 3. Then based on the size, we divide the industries into 2. That we discussed. So that I hope that you understood the class well, and you learned it very well. I hope that you will study well. Have a nice day.